welcome to this In Focus short conversation here on Whitewater Community Television's WGTV Channel 11. Having a chance to speak with Melissa Vance, President and CEO of the Wayne County Area Chamber of Commerce. Melissa, thanks for taking some time and talking with me.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. It's always a pleasure.
To talk a little bit about your staff to start off. How are they, and how is the staying at home, working at home going?
They are all well, thankfully. We're keeping our fingers crossed that everyone stays well. We are very much working virtually these days and not getting out any more than we absolutely have to. So it's good.
It hasn't stopped your conversation with local businesses, though, about what their needs are, how to get information to them. It's a constantly changing thing. Talk a little bit about a couple of the virtual series that you all are doing. You've got a Google virtual series that you've been doing. Talk a little bit about that and the type of information that you all are helping to provide businesses in that way.
Well, as you know, we brought Google to town about 1.5 years ago to do a one-day event at Ivy Tech, and then followed it up with a few virtual learning opportunities. And we had that slated to happen again this fall. And not to say that we won't do some of that this fall, but with people moving to a virtual business model, we felt like it was more important than ever that businesses were set up appropriately on Google and utilizing the free tools that they have to offer. So because of that, we've rolled out a series taught by one of the Google professionals. So we're just basically the convener, and they're teaching via webinar how to use these tools.
Okay. You have one, and it's not a Google series, but you all are also reaching out to local political leaders. I think you had a conversation with Representative Greg Pence. You've got one coming up on Wednesday, I think, with Senator Todd Young.
Right. Yes. You know, part of what we do at the Chamber is try and stay connected to our legislators on behalf of our members. Now, we're not a lobbying body per se, but it's very important that we take the information that's happening and try and disseminate it and get the answers that our local businesses and individuals need. And so that's a big part of what we've been doing. Honestly, I've been learning a lot. For not being an attorney and not being an accountant, I have been learning a lot these days. But bringing that conversation here locally and giving Representative Pence and Senator Young a chance to interact with the local businesses and answer their questions, we felt like was really important. And we're excited about hearing more from them this week.
Talk a little bit about for us, because for a number of us, the Chamber of Commerce is that business connection, particularly now. That's where we get to hear a lot of things. Talk about how you see, as you've continued to talk to people, how the local business community is doing, those that are still up and operating, how they're adapting to the changes that are taking place. And what you all are able to kind of help bring to them so that they continue this model, maybe even beyond, because an online virtual model is not something that started because of COVID-19. That's been moving for a while. So how are you helping them think about how this continues beyond this?
You know, it's interesting, depending on the business. Some businesses are far more busy than they normally are, and other businesses have come to a screeching halt. And it's been hard on both ends, to be honest. You know, you've got grocery stores, you've got Meijer, that's your next door neighbor up there on the north side of town, and they are swamped. They're dealing with things that they never thought they'd have to deal with in regard to empty shelves and a whole new model there. Same with some of your, large manufacturers that are trying to pivot to meet a whole new need as, they're creating PPE for our healthcare workers instead of the things they normally create. So they're very busy. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you have hotels and restaurants and hair salons that have really come to the screeching halt. They're trying to keep their head above water and trying to keep going and trying to stay connected with their customers in whatever way they can, but it's challenging.
As you look at the people that are continuing to work, and you mentioned restaurant, you mentioned healthcare workers, you all are along with Reed Health and some others, really working to make sure the community continues to support those entities. Talk about how the chamber is involved in that that work.
Well, one really neat initiative that we've been able to pull together with the help of our members and even with some individuals in the community has been an initiative that we don't even really have a name for. It's just support your healthcare workers. And different ones have donated dollars to the pot, and we have gone out and been purchasing every day for a different department at Reed. Some of the highest hit departments, their healthcare workers are tired. Some of them aren't even getting to go home. They're doing different things, and we just wanted them to know that we appreciate them going to work and putting themselves at risk for the sake of our community and caring for the people that we love. And so we've taken the donations and we've gone and purchased meals from local restaurants in hopes to support them. So buying meals in large quantity from some of our local restaurants and then delivering them to Reed. And honestly, the response on both ends has been just moving, sometimes to tears. Thank you on both ends. Thank you from the food industry that we're supporting them, and we're out shouting their names from the rooftop, reminding people that they can either still do carry out or they can still buy gift cards or whatever that is. And then on the other end, the people at Reed who are so tired and overworked, just feeling appreciated in a way that they don't normally, that's not normally expressed. So that's been neat. We've donated a banner that's hanging now in the main corridor of Reed that all of the employees can see that just say, thank you for supporting our community. And then a sign out in the yard that says heroes work here. And so hopefully if you drive out and you see on the embankment with the retention pond, that's there.
Talk a little bit about how businesses can continue to reach out to you all. There may be businesses who have thought about being chamber members, but haven't made that connection just yet. And now they're thinking, well, everybody's working out of the office, so I can't do that. We can't talk about what memberships are, and those, I think there are various levels of that. But if businesses are looking to get in on some of the virtual Google series that you have, or some of the conversations with legislators, a lot of those are coming to your members. So, membership now does have its privileges. Talk a little bit about chamber membership and what they're able to get by joining in with other businesses right now.
Well, obviously there's a sense of community, and that's a piece that is not tangible. You can't really, put a dollar amount on that. But as you said, these virtual series, maybe more than ever, are really important. We have a business education series that happens all year long. I was telling you before we started, we've totally set aside what we had planned for those topics, and we're changing and bringing relevant topics to the table for right here and right now. We're always available by phone. Our phones are forwarded to our cell phones, and so you can reach us by calling our office number, 765-962-1511. You can find information on the web at wcareachamber.org, or you can always find us on Facebook.
Okay. Melissa Vance, who is also host of Chamber Chat, which airs on Tuesday evenings on WGTV Channel 20 at 8 p.m. Anything else that you need the community to know about how businesses are operating or adjusting this period that you want to share?
Well, I just, I want to encourage people, first of all, to not be out of sight, out of mind for those small businesses. If you are looking to buy Christmas gifts early, buy Christmas gifts early and, support some of these local businesses. You can find them virtually, almost all of them. But, one other thing, it's not necessarily business related that I will just mention briefly is
Sure.
We've had some questions about School is Cool. And with the changes in schools now being closed through the end of the year, what that looks like. And we have a lot of seniors that have had perfect attendance in hopes of winning a large prize or a car even, or a scholarship. We are having those conversations. We still plan to have a senior celebration, and we're just in the discussion phase right now as to whether or not that ends up being a virtual event or we push it off and do something fun live in the summer when everything's back open. So stay tuned for that if that's a big question mark for you. We don't plan on sweeping that under the rug. We definitely want to recognize those students who have made large strides in showing up every day.
Okay. Melissa Vance, President and CEO of the Wayne County Area Chamber of Commerce. We'll talk to you again, hopefully within the next couple of weeks. I appreciate you taking some time and talking with us.
My pleasure. Thank you.